Today we are going to study the profit maximization of a firm which is a price setter or price maker. In our previous lesson we studied how a price taker firm was able to maximize the profit in the market when that is a price taker firm. Now today we are going to take a firm which is not a price taker, rather it is a price setter or price maker firm. It faces a downward sloping market demand curve. Alright. So in that case we studied what are the different shapes of revenues, and today we are using those diagrams of revenues and cost in our lesson in order to see where the firm is able to maximize the total profit. Okay, profit, we define profit like this. This is the gap between total revenue and total cost of production. Clear? As this gap is widening, we are going to have more and more profit. How this gap can be increased? Either by decreasing the total cost or by increasing the total revenue. So when this gap is increasing, we find this thing that profit is going to be maximized. Now the question is, what level of output a firm has to decide where its profit is maximized? Because there are so many firms, what level of output it has to decide. So first of all, firm has to see where its marginal revenue equals to marginal cost. In our previous lesson we said, where firm is having equality of marginal revenue with the marginal cost, at that level of output, its gap between total revenue and total cost will be maximized. See over here, we said when this is the demand curve of the firm, I am writing rupees over here. This is the demand curve which is equal to average revenue, and then this is the marginal revenue. Clear? Average revenue starting from the same point as it is starting the marginal revenue, but marginal revenue is twice steeper than average revenue. And what is the shape of total revenue curve? If you remember, we had drawn it like this. This is the shape of total revenue. First it increases, then goes down. So here I am drawing the profit maximizing level of output of the firm when it is facing this demand curve, which is downward sloping. Downward sloping demand curve means that when firm wants to sell an extra unit, it has to decrease price. Without decreasing price, it cannot sell an extra unit. In case of price taker firm, we said at the going price in the market, firm was able to sell as much as it can produce. Clear? But here, firm cannot control both price and quantity demand. If it wants to increase the quantity sold, it has to decrease the price. If it increases price, quantity demand or quantity sold will decrease, because along the demand curve, price and quantity are moving in opposite direction. So it can set the price but not the quantity at the same time. Clear? One of them, either price or quantity, it can set. The usually firm is the price setter. Now see, please be attentive. This is the shape of total revenue curve. We had drawn it in our previous lesson and we were studying the revenues of the firm. What is the shape of total cost curve? This is the total cost curve. Clear? You can see here total revenue and total costs are equal. So profit is 0. Profit is 0. Before this, firm is making a loss. Its cost is higher than revenue. But after it, total revenue is having a gap between the total revenue and total cost. Gap is increasing. And here maximum profit of the firm. You can find over here, this is the area where profit gap is, like the gap between total revenue and total cost, they are maximum. Clear? So, Alvina, you are studying mathematics. We can find the slope of total cost and total revenue. Now, both the curves are non-linear. So, we have to draw a tangent at this point. So, you see, if we draw a tangent at this point, clear? And we draw a tangent at this point along the total revenue curve, are both these tangents parallel to each other? So what is the slope of total cost, Alvina? Slope of total cost is called change in total cost due to change in quantity. You remember marginal cost is like this. What is the additional cost of additional unit produced? So slope of total cost curve is called marginal cost. What is the slope of total cost? That is marginal cost. And slope of total revenue is what? Marginal revenue, change in total revenue and change in quantity. So can I say the same condition is achieved? So when slope of total revenue, please pay attention, slope of total revenue, that is called marginal revenue, that's equal to the slope of total cost, that is marginal cost. At that point, the gap between total revenue and total cost will be maximized and firm will be able to maximize its profit. So if it produces at that point where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost, its profit will be maximized. Now I am going to draw the profit curve along here. Look here. Here profit is 0. Here profit is 0. Before this profit was negative, and after this we are again finding the profit is negative. Here the profit is maximized. Is it clear or not? What is the slope of this profit curve at this point? You know what is the slope over here? Zero slope. Its slope is 0. It means when marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost, marginal profit is 0, but total is maximum. Our aim is not to maximize the marginal profit or additional profit, but the firm aim is to maximize the total profit. So can I say that total profit is maximum when slope of total profit curve is 0? Clear? So here we find its slope is 0, it is becoming horizontal line over here. So if I draw in the lower diagram, what is happening? And I am taking rupees. So if you find over here, this is the demand curve, alright, which is equal to average revenue. Clear? So here, this is called the marginal revenue curve, which is going to be negative on the inelastic part of the demand curve. Okay. Now see, I am going to draw a marginal cost line. So where marginal cost is equal to the marginal revenue, at that point we say this is the equilibrium level of output, and firm is producing this level of output where its profit is maximized. Clear? After this, you see over here, marginal cost will be higher than marginal revenue and its profit is decreasing. Therefore, it is not going to produce above this point if its aim is to maximize the profit. So a firm which is a price setter firm, so where will it set the price? The question is, please wait until now. Now here the firm has decided the level of output. Now it will go above along the demand curve they draw a line from here, keep it in mind, marginal revenue is not the market demand. The firm has to set the price along the demand curve. So from here, firm will go up at the demand curve where it will see which price it has to set. Clear? So if we draw the average cost in this case, if we draw the average cost in this case, you see average revenue is lying above the average cost. Average revenue is lying above the average cost. So this area is what? The profit of the firm. This rectangle, please listen. The upper rectangle, if we want to find total revenue, how can we find it? Multiply price and quantity, or average revenue with quantity, we will get what? Total revenue. So this upper rectangle is showing us the total revenue of the firm, and what this area below the average cost is showing us the total cost of the firm. So by subtracting the total cost from the total revenue, this rectangle is left over, which is the profit of the firm. So at this point, where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost of the firm, we find the profit is maximized when a firm is price setter or price maker. So for all types of firms, either we find the price taker firm or price setter firm, they have to produce where their marginal cost is equal to marginal cost if their aim is to maximize total profit. Yeah? If their aim is other than profit maximization, then they go to any point other than this point. If their aim is not to maximize profit. But if their aim is to maximize profit of the firm, and what type of profit they are going to maximize? Total profit. So in that case, they have to produce at this point. So what type of profit it is? This is supernormal profit. कौन सा profit है? Supernormal profit or abnormal profit of the firm. Followed by point or not? So this is how a firm, when it is price setter, how will it be able to decide the level of output where its profit is maximized. That's all for this topic.